I gained 50,000 new followers on Instagram in 30 days. But the growth didn't just happen there. On TikTok, I gained 57,000 new followers in 3 days. But I'm not the only person growing. You have somebody like Nurse Christy, who I taught how to grow on Instagram. She has over 60,000 followers today on Instagram. So what I'm about to share with you guys works if you do. So here are 10 things that you could do to have explosive growth and to make more money on social media. Number one, I like to create my content in categories. This just allows me to be a lot more effective and a lot more well-rounded when it comes to my content creation. So I like to categorize my content utilizing my high C method. What does high C stand for? So H, it stands for heart. I, it stands for inspire. S, it stands for sell. E, it stands for educate. And then E, it stands for entertain. So let's break that down. H, heart. I like to create content about things that I care about, showing my audience that I care about things. I care about helping people. I care about, a cause. I care about something much greater than me, because what I've learned when it comes to people don't care so much about what you know. They care about the fact that you actually care. So I like to share that so that people understand I'm actually an overall good person that they should follow. And if I'm offering a product or service, they should actually support and want to work with. Very, very, very key. Then you have I, inspiration. See, in this, there's so much negativity out here in the world. When you create inspirational content, that is such a positive thing for people. People love that. People need that out here. People are looking for, hope. People are looking for direction. And when you can create content that's inspirational, people would want to follow you. Trust me, inspirational content, major key. Then you have S, sell. Now listen, if you really want to grow on social media, I would only assume that a part of it is because you want to make money. So if you don't have a product or service, you should certainly create a product or service. And obviously, if you do have a product or service, you need to sell. Now, don't make this mistake of overly selling on every single post, because that's going to stifle your growth, especially if you don't have any type of momentum. So whenever you want to sell something, just make sure that you're providing value. So that way people understand that if they're going to buy something from you, that they know that you're a person of value. I'm telling you, the more value that you share, the more money that you'll make, meaning the more you can sell. Then we have E, educate. Now, if you really want to grow on social media, he or she educates the most will attract people on a whole nother level. See, when you can become a person of so much value where you're teaching people how to do something, whether it's how to make money, how to do something a lot better, easier, how someone can, improve their quality of life, some type of value. Listen, you cannot deny and overlook somebody that's providing something that's educational. Heck, the reason why you're here is so that you can get educated on something. Very, very key. The other E, entertain. Here's the deal. Social media is a place for entertainment. It just really is, especially on Instagram. On YouTube, I want to say people come here to learn a lot more, but they also come here for entertainment. And whenever you create your content, you want to find a way to make it entertaining, right? Again, like even when it comes to your educational content, I like to call it edutainment, where you're educating them, but you're packaging it in a way where it's digestible. It could be fun. It could just be easy on the eye. It could just it just flows. And it's just something about when something's entertaining, it just gets more attention. Why do you think comedians on social media grow so fast? Because people love to be entertained. Now, I'm not that funny, right? I'm not a comedian, but at the same time, I feel like we can all add an entertaining twist to our content. Number two, post at least one reel a day. Listen, no excuses. I know what some of you guys are probably thinking, do I have to post one reel a day? Well, no, you don't have to, but you also don't have to have explosive growth and you can stay at the same place. Now, do you have to post one reel a day in order to grow? Probably not, but here's the deal. If you're someone that's really trying to figure out this social media thing, it is really imperative to be consistent. And I feel like posting at least one piece of content a day, it really drives that level of consistency. Because here's what happens. The goal is we want to figure out as fast as possible what content works and what content doesn't work. And if you post once a month, once every couple of months, you're really inconsistent, it's hard for us to really capture data on what's working. So that's very key. And then also too, we want to make sure that we're standing in front of people with our content. So the thing is, if you're inconsistent, chances are people aren't seeing it. I mean, even if you post one piece of content a day, all your followers are still not going to see it. So it's really important that if we're going to really stand out in the marketplace, to be consistent. So that way we understand what's working, but then also we grab that attention. Because that's all social media is. It's a big game of who can capture the most attention. So be consistent. At least once a day. I'm gonna challenge you. Let me know in the comments if you're willing to take that challenge to post at least one reel per day. Yes, one reel. Not just a picture, one reel per day. Number 3, post 2 to 3 stories per day. Yes, and the reason why this is so important is because this gives you the opportunity to learn what your followers and audience wants to see. You can drop polls, you can ask questions. Hey, why'd you follow me? You know, from following me, what would you like to learn more of? And just kind of pay attention to the responses. But also, some people, they'll come across your page, but may not even follow you yet, but they'll go to your stories just to see like more of what you're about. So this gives you an opportunity to connect with the people or show more content to the people that haven't even followed you yet. So that way you can convert them to followers. Very, very, very key. Number 4, engage with every comment on your post. Now this is golden, because here's the deal. When you engage back with people, they're gonna be more inclined to follow you if they don't follow you yet. And if you engage with people that are already following you, this is going to compel them to engage even more on other pieces of content. So I've literally had people say in my comments, oh, it's not like he responds to comments anyways. And that made me really rethink my whole content creation. From that point on, I started responding back to comments because that person wasn't even following me. And what I realized is you're gonna have people that don't even follow you yet comment on your posts. And when you engage back, they're gonna be inclined to actually follow you. And let me give you an extra hack. If you truly want to build a connection and grow community around your social media platforms, listen, when people, leave comments on your posts, jump in their page, leave a comment on their last post. I promise you they're gonna really appreciate that, and they're gonna wanna engage with everything that you post, which is really key, especially if you really wanna grow on social media. Take that to the bank. Number 5, collaborating with other creators. This right here is a game changer. We have to have this abundance mindset of collaboration over competition. Even if it's people in your niche, right? So you guys can literally collaborate on a post, or you could collaborate on going live. And let's just say you have 500 followers and that creator has 500 followers. Well, now combined, you guys are showcasing to your content to potentially 1,000 followers. Now I know with the algorithm, not necessarily, but follow me. You guys have the opportunity to show your content to more people just by coming together. So their followers can follow you and your followers can follow them. And if you keep doing this with different creators, you can essentially keep leveraging other people's audiences. We call that OPA, other people's audiences. This is a game changer for growing. Number 6, paid media. So what does that even mean? So I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen like a big page like the Shade Room or Hollywood Unlocked. These are big like media, somewhat gossipy type pages, but these pages have millions and millions of followers, and there's a ton of pages that are similar, but sometimes you'll see them post sponsored content. And essentially what that means was that somebody paid the page to have their content being posted. That person could have been selling a product, service, or just displaying them as a personal brand. Now, in no way, shape, or form is this anything like buying followers, because it's not. All you're doing is literally paying for attention. So let's just say you have a product or service, or let's just say you have a piece of content that went really viral on your page, which I would always recommend if you ever gonna pay for media, pay for a sponsored post, whether it's with a big page or with another, say, influencer, make sure that content was actually proven on your own page as content that was good based on the amount of likes, comments, shares, right? The actual engagement. Because essentially all we're doing is we're paying for more attention. So if you have a winner, and if it makes sense, you can actually pay a page or an influencer to put that content on their page. And if they have a lot of followers, to potentially gain way more followers and more sales, again, if you're selling a product or service. And if you want to take paid media to a whole nother level, you can find pages that's a lot more within your niche, so that way you can attract a lot more specific type of following. Number 7, create content about what you know. This may sound like common sense, but so many people come up to me and say, hey, I don't know what I should create content about. Create content about what you know. What's your niche? What's your skill? What do you specialize in? What have you been personally doing for years? Listen, you can literally create content about anything. Everything is content, and it's the easiest thing to do when you create content about what you actually know. Now, if you feel like you're limited on what you know, well, that's just an opportunity for you to take the time to learn more about your interests, your skill, your craft, right? And guess what? The more you'll take the time to learn, the more you can actually teach and create content about. And it just makes sense, because not only will you become better, you can also help other people become better. Number 8, learn from other creators. Listen, let's just say you're completely trash. You suck, you're terrible when it comes to this whole social media thing and creating content, but you know in your heart that you want to become better. Well, listen, I truly feel like the fastest way to do that is to find other creators, especially within your niche, that are crushing it, that's having a lot of success on social media, that's growing a massive following, that's getting a lot of engagement, right? That actually has a community around their brand. Well, listen, learn from them. So here's my homework for you. Go on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and find 10 creators that's in your niche and find their best performing content. And I want you to literally study it. Maybe you should even study it every day, and you should look at how they put the content together, from like the speed of it, how they start it, how did they end it, what was their description, the caption, what words are on the screen. Like, I want you to kind of study it to a T, so that way when you create content, you're going to be a lot more familiar. Because what you want to do is you want to figure out what's working. And the fastest way to do that is to find people that's actually doing it. And I promise you, the more you do that, the better you'll get. Now, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that you should copy any other creator and their content, but what I'm saying is you can model other creators and the best content they've created. Number 9, when you see something is working, keep doing more of that. So many times I see creators post something that either went viral or that piece of content had a lot more success than their other pieces of content, and they'll just keep trying different stuff. And listen, by all means, you should definitely try different things. But when you do see something's working, you want to do more of that. That is the fastest way to success, the fastest ways to grow. For me, anytime I've had, moments in my social media journey where I gained 50,000 or 100,000 new followers in a short period of time, it's because I saw something worked and I would create more content like that. Whether it's me creating like a part 2, part 3, part 4, or somewhat of a variation. This is very key, because essentially that's what you're looking for. You want to start finding your home run contents. And that's why it's so important to post consistently to see what's working and what's not working. So that way, when you do discover that home run content, now you're like, okay, let me create more of that. And that's how you add gas to the fire. And number 10, guys, this is really important. Get out your comfort zone and try something new. Listen, if you're creating content and you feel like you're not getting the engagement and the success that you want, that's completely fine. It's normal. It is a part of everybody's social media journey. But if something's not working, stop, right? So try different pieces of content. What does that look like? Well, try doing voiceovers, or perhaps doing a green screen, right? On Instagram and other platforms, they'll have, a feature where you can put something in the background and you can talk about it, right? Try different ways of creating content, because again, it's a big game of test. You're testing to see what's working and what's not working. See, every creator is different. What works for another creator may not work for you, and what may work for you may not work for another creator, which is why we have to be open-minded, step outside of our comfort zone, and try different pieces of content. Listen, maybe you should go live. Some of you guys are introverts like me. I'm a pretty big introvert. It may not seem like it. Now, over time, I've gotten a lot more outside of my shell, But for those that really want to build their personal brand and their business and grow a bigger audience and following on social media, listen, you want to own more of your voice, and I'm going to compel you to try going live. So that can allow you to reach and connect with your audience outside of these 30-second, 50-second videos. And I feel like that would allow you to even grow on another level. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, none of this stuff works if you don't. Trust me when I tell you, if you make the decision to do these things that I mentioned, you will not be at the same social media following count on any of your platforms. And I want you to grow more than you've ever grew before, because you deserve it. Social media changed my life, and I know it can change yours as well. If you would like to learn more, in the description, I left you a high-level content creator road to success guide. And I know if you take action and go through this information, it can truly make a difference for your social media journey. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Also, let me know in the comments if you found value in this video. And listen, subscribe to the channel so that way we can grow together. Until next time.